Hello, I'm Chef Michelle Bernstein. Happy Thanksgiving. Are you scrambling for a great Thanksgiving Day dessert? I've got it, but you'll have to choose from the 3 that I'm making. So join me today for Thanksgiving desserts next on SoFlo Taste. How fun is that? Welcome Taste Buds and happy Thanksgiving. I'm your pilgrim chef, Michelle Bernstein. Welcome to the fabulous Goya Kitchen in the Culinary Lab at Florida Education Institute in Coral Gables. It's finally here, the biggest day in food, Thanksgiving. I'll guarantee that no one at the first Thanksgiving in 1621 ever thought that their feast would someday mean food, football, feeling full, and fun with the clock ticking. Let's get cooking. All right, everyone, I'm going to teach you how to make an icky, sticky date cake, one of my favorite things. It is an English cake, and it is just so good and so sticky and so easy. So the first thing you need to do is soak your dates. So we have taken the pits out and started soaking these dates up in nice hot water, okay? In a food processor, we're going to start out with some butter, baking soda, salt, and flour. Then to that, we will add some nice packed brown sugar, some sugar in the raw or turbinado sugar, and a little bit of vanilla. And this is vanilla paste rather than vanilla extract, but you can always use vanilla paste in this recipe. Or, sorry, either one. Vanilla extract or paste, whatever you have around. What I kind of love about this recipe is I always have all this stuff in my house. I even keep dates in the fridge because you never know. All right, so let's go ahead and run this again. Okay. Now we're going to add the softened dates along with a little bit of its water, about a half a cup. We're going to also add the eggs. And believe it or not, that's it. So you're going to pour that into a pan and bake it. While that's baking, you're going to go ahead and start with the toffee sauce. The toffee sauce is probably all of the sticky part of it. So go ahead and start melting some butter in a pot. As that's melting, go ahead and add the brown sugar, just a heavy pinch of salt, and heavy cream. As that boils together, it's going to thicken beautifully, and it's going to look like caramel sauce, like so. As you see, it is not too thick of a sauce. It's really pourable, and we're going to use this over our baked pudding. So let's go ahead and check that out. That is ready. I don't know if you can tell, it has separated from the sides of the pan, which means it's done. It should spring back, which it definitely does. Okay, so now you want to pour your hot toffee sauce all over your baked pudding. Heck yes. All right. The last thing you do is you put this under a broiler. Because I'm in a professional kitchen, I don't have one, but I can go up really, really, really hot in this, and hopefully it'll start bubbling up. So, as I do this, you guys can come right back, but before we do, I wanted to let you know that the good folks at Milam's Market want you to know that they are the perfect stop for your Thanksgiving needs. Just go to milamsmarket.com to check out their prepared meals for the holiday. And don't miss this, all 6 Milam's markets will be open on Thanksgiving Day until 4 p.m. Wow. Forget the French fried onions for the green bean casserole. Well, Milam's are open till 4. Need more wine? Milam's are open till 4. Nobody brought the cranberries? What? Well, Milam's are open till 4. Visit them online at milamsmarket.com. Check out their holiday menu with prepared holiday dinners with all the trimmings. Good food and happy Thanksgiving to you from Milam's Market. Come back, everybody. We'll see how this thing bubbles up. SoFloShows.com is a great place to celebrate the food of South Florida. It's also the place to ask me a question or make a comment, especially a good comment. Again, SoFloShows.com.
Come back to the Goya Kitchen at the Culinary Lab at Florida Education Institute. Chef Michelle and the food. This is SoFlo Taste. It's a Milam's Markets Minute. Here's Melinda Harper.
Oh my goodness, I just happened to be shopping at the Milam's Market in Pinecrest, and I have run into Max Milam, CEO of Milam's Markets. Max, with Thanksgiving just around the corner, how can you help your customers make that holiday a little more easy?
Well, thanks, Melinda. The best advice I could give our customers is look at your Thanksgiving meal, what you're going to be baking, and look at the recipes and check to make sure you have all the ingredients. Check your turkey baster, because that's one of the most popular things people look for Thanksgiving Day, because they're cooking their turkey and they find out their baster is bad.
Uh-oh.
And we're open Thanksgiving Day. I didn't say that.
Right.
7 a.m. to 4 p.m. So all your last minute needs that you might be missing, come on in. We'll be here, and you'll see Milam's in the store. We all work Thanksgiving Day.
Come meet a Milam on Thanksgiving.
Absolutely.
So if you have any last minute holiday needs, what do?
Come to Milam's. We're open 7 to 4, and come meet a Milam. We'll be working that day.
What a nice surprise to meet a Milam on a holiday. It's a perk.
Welcome back to SoFlo Taste. I'm Chef Michelle Bernstein, and I've been waiting for you. Okay, if there's one dessert recipe you were going to make, this should be it. As it looks a little simple, when you sink your teeth into this thing, oh my goodness. This is probably one of the most delicious things I've ever made. And I've made, guys, how many things have I made? Way too many. Lots. Wow. So good, so silky, so wow. It's all I can say is wow. All right, I'm gonna put this down because I really don't want to eat that because I don't need it. All right, let's jump into my next recipe. I am a huge lover of pound cake. It is the first recipe I ever made when I was a little girl taking Mrs. Johnson's class in North Miami Junior High School. And she taught me how to make pound cake. And ever since I've been making pound cake, sadly I lost Mrs. Johnson's recipe. However, I've been trying to figure out how to make a delicious one. And now I make sour cream pound cake, and I love it. So let's jump into the recipe. It's pretty simple. It has a lot of sugar. Sorry, guys. Start with the sugar and butter. They call it pound for a reason, everybody. All right, we're going to cream this. You always start out with a creaming method, which is to cream sugar and butter together. So what you're looking for is for it to have a lighter color than the butter did when it first went in. And you're looking for it to get a little bit creamy and a little fluffy, which it's just beginning to do now. It's starting to get like a fluffy look to it. Once you achieve the fluffiness, I like to add the egg, if possible, one by one. I know I have all the eggs cracked, so it makes it a little harder, but let's try. Once the egg is fully incorporated into your creamed butter and sugar, go ahead and add the next egg. It's a total of 6 eggs. It's a lot of eggs for this recipe. It's a very rich pound cake recipe. And finally, the last one. All right. Right here, I have pastry flour, which is a lighter flour. There actually are recipes online for how to make pastry flour. It just takes some baking powder in it. But if you can buy it, you might as well. And this is sifted. And we'll add to it a little salt and a little baking powder. To the egg and butter mixture, we're going to add a little bit of vanilla paste. As well as the sour cream. Finally, we're going to add the dry mixture in. You do not want to overmix. We just want this to come together. Like so. For the remaining flour that is around the bowl, I'll just take a rubber spatula and mix everything together. Make sure that all is mixed well, but again, I hate to over whip it. I just feel like it really messes with the texture of the cake. So this recipe is made for a bundt cake, and I have a really fun bundt cake at home that I thought I could use. My mother, for the first, I'd say 20 years of my life, I think only made bundt from what I can remember. She loved her bundt cakes. And no, we're not Greek. All right, so let's pour this in. Now, if you want to add other flavors to this, zests are delicious in this recipe. So you can easily do lemon or orange. If you wanted to add a little ginger to this, you could. A little candied ginger would be kind of fun. I just wanted to teach you how to make a very simple, basic pound. Let's go ahead and put that in the oven. Make sure the oven is set to 350. So, this is our beautiful pound cake. And I just love simple whipped cream with a little bit of vanilla and sugar and some macerated strawberries. These have just a little bit of lemon juice and sugar in it. So this is what I would do to serve it at the table. I think I would probably start with some strawberries, place them right in the center, take a little bit of the juice and pour over, and the whipped cream right on top, and then a few more berries on top of that. And to me, this is like the all-American perfect recipe for just a little sweetness right at the end of your meal. Come right back for another recipe for your Thanksgiving dessert here on SoFlo Taste. Back to SoFlo Taste right after this. remember what I topped my ceviche with or the recipe for my mother's flan? Go to SoFloShows.com and look it up. You'll find every recipe from apple crisp to zabaglione and everyone in between. That's SoFloShows.com. Welcome back to SoFlo Taste. I'm here in the wonderful Culinary Lab at Florida Education Institute. FEI's Culinary Arts program offers students a unique education that touches the international culinary fundamentals in months. Students graduate from the FEI Culinary Arts program and can begin their new career on the dynamic SoFlo culinary scene. For more information, visit fei.edu/culinary-arts. Now back to more tea day recipes for desserts. All right. I'm going to give you a traditional classic recipe here. I'm making pumpkin pie. And I have to make pumpkin pie every year because my husband and my son tell me that it's not Thanksgiving until they eat the pumpkin pie. I didn't grow up on pumpkin pie, but I happen to really have an affinity for it. So here's a really simple one, all right? First of all, I made the dough and I par-baked it, and now I'm going to give it a little glossy shine. So I've got a little bit of egg there. Just gonna brush it all the way around and finish the baking process of this pie dough before moving on to the filling. So this has like 5 more minutes. Okay, for the filling, take either fresh pureed pumpkin or sweet potato or squash, whatever you like, or of course, 2 cups of canned. It's up to you. I have to be honest. I like sweet potato or canned pumpkin. Every time I do the pumpkin or the squash, I don't know, it kind of feels a little watery. Maybe I'm using the wrong one, or I don't know. It's just never as good, where sweet potato to me is so creamy and almost like fatty tasting, but then the can is pretty good too. All right, anyway, so you take your 2 cups of pureed whatever and some cream and a couple of eggs. You add your white sugar, add your brown sugar, then you start with your spices, cinnamon. I know there's pumpkin pie spices, by the way, I'm well aware, but I like to add my own spices because I like to add my favorites and more of my favorites than my not so favorites. A little ginger, a little allspice, a pinch of salt, and then finally some fresh grated nutmeg. Make sure everything is really well combined. Let's check on our pie dough. Our pie dough is ready. Normally I would say to wait for that to cool. I'm going to pour it in. Okay. By the way, this recipe is made for a 9 to a 9.5 inch baking dish. Let's go ahead and bake it. It's going to puff a little bit when it's ready. And when it's ready, it flattens out. And I thought it would be kind of cute because they are pumpkin seeds, pepitas, to cover our pie. Just as it came out of the oven, I topped it with pepitas. Come right back and let's serve ourselves a piece of pumpkin pie. SoFlo Taste will return right after this. information on today's show or to see a recent SoFlo Taste episode, please go to our website, SoFloShows.com. There you can find everything SoFlo Taste. I hope your Thanksgiving is fabulous, and I hope I give you some ideas for dessert. Next week, I'm elevating the lowly bean to its rightful place in the hierarchy of gastronomy. It's a bean-nanza on the next SoFlo Taste. Now let's check in with our friend Hunter Franke, host of SoFlo Health. Hey, Franke.
Hey Michelle, tomorrow on SoFlo Health, I'm at a farmer's market that has some foods you won't find anywhere else. In fact, you might want to join us.
Plus, how this centurion and this cat became great friends, and how something as simple as wearing your belt too tight could be affecting your health.
It's all tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. on the one and only Local 10, right here for SoFlo Health.
Okay, sir, thanks. We'll keep it right here on Local 10 until tomorrow. So, Taste Buds, have a great week and a great Thanksgiving. And please remember what this holiday should mean to all of us. Breaking bread with family and friends and remembering just what we're thankful for. And I'm thankful for you. From all of us here at SoFlo Taste, goodbye and good taste and happy Thanksgiving! Woo! Thank you, Pilgrims.